The 30th Annual Navy Gold Coast Conference kicks off today. What is a Navy Gold Coast Conference all about?
Ed Linderman is going to tell us. He's live from the convention center. Good morning, Ed.
Hey, good morning. Yes, Carlos, I was hoping you were going to explain that, but I'll take it. The word is matchmaking, and we're not just talking about an internet dating site. They use this at the breakfast that I was involved in just a moment ago. Matchmaking. The defense industry, the Navy, the Army, the Air Force, etc. But in this case, the Navy matching up with contractors, especially small businesses. The Navy and defense contractors interacting here at the convention center. This is an annual event called the Gold Coast Small Business Procurement Event, hosted by the Department of the Navy and the National Defense Industrial Association. Organizers call it a forum involving education, guidance, and assistance. This is the only Navy co-sponsored procurement event. Essentially, what's going on, and we're going to walk along with Scott here because I've got Diane Dempsey, who's Director of Small Business Programs for BAE Systems. That's a major defense contractor. And good morning, by the way.
Good morning.
Thanks for walking along with us.
My pleasure.
So we were talking with the Navy's, if you were with us at about 8:15 or so, we were talking with the Navy about the idea that the Defense Department has mandated, as it should, that some of these contracts go to small businesses. You are involved with small business for BAE Systems, but on the side of identifying subcontractors. You're always looking for a qualified subcontractor for your major systems, so to speak.
Yes, sir, that's correct. BAE has a very robust small business program. We look for the best and the brightest. We support our customer. We're, more importantly, supporting the sailor out on these ships, and we have to ensure that quality is there, innovation. We have made a significant investment in our ship repair yard here in San Diego to ensure that we can accommodate what the Navy needs as they move and pivot from the East Coast to the West Coast to support their commands, and we support every command of the Navy.
We have done a number of stories on not only this being the largest military complex in the country, but on the shifting strategy to the Pacific Rim, of which you are very much aware.
Yes, sir, we are. And so we made a decision to make a significant investment, although we've always had a large presence here in San Diego, and we employ approximately 5,000 people in the county, and we support our entire enterprise here. All three sectors have offices here in San Diego.
Okay, let's talk about this matchmaking, and it was very interesting. I was listening to one of the speakers at the breakfast, because the idea is getting the subcontractor or somebody that wants to get in the game, so to speak, matched up. And this particular speaker said, if you're selling construction or construction equipment, you don't want to be with space warfare, you want to be with whatever. This really is about networking. That's the bottom line here.
Yes, it is. But more importantly, you have to have a focus. You have to understand what the Navy buys, how they buy, how frequently they buy. And we align to the supply chain. So we have to know those things, and our subcontractors must understand what the requirements are, and do they meet them from a quality assurance standpoint? Do they have clearances? Can they deploy OCONUS? The Navy's all over the world. It's an interesting concept.
That's a lot on somebody's plate if I'm a fairly small guy trying to get out of the smallness.
And I understand that, but you can always team with other smalls. And we, as major prime contractors, only want you to do one area to support a contract, not necessarily, weigh the full burden.
Is it fair to ask, so if you identify somebody that, hey, you know what, these guys are pretty good, but do you help sort of nurture them?
Of course we do. We have to. We need good, strong suppliers, and it's in our best interest to nurture them, and we do it in a number of different ways. Sometimes it's unofficial, and then we leverage other programs like SBIR and Mentor Protege to help them grow and develop. But more importantly, they want contracts. So we try and make sure that they understand what we need to ensure that they continue to receive contracting opportunities.
As you grow them too, because they're pretty good. And now we're on the same page.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's the approach.
Diane Dempsey, thank you. She's based in Washington. We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Again, there are larger defense contractors here, but the focus of this is getting the smaller people involved, whether they're trying to hit the ground or try to work with a major defense contractor in terms of just being the subcontractor. You can imagine the layers that one has to go through, so that's the whole idea. Really, when it comes down to it, matchmaking, as she said, there's a little more to that phrase than that, but it's just about helping these small businesses that are essential to our military. We are live at the convention center this morning. Back to you guys.
Yeah, it's great that they're all helping each other out there. That's fantastic. All right, Ed.
Networking is key.
Yeah, thank you.